Hey there, mystic friends. So glad that you are joining me on this Tuesday. Thank you so much for sharing space with me. If you are new here, my name is Patricia Tate. I specialize in blending evolutionary, traditional, and Western astrology to give you a more deep, intimate knowledge about your soul's path. I'm grateful for all of you liking, subscribing, and for sharing your space with me. I'm really excited about tonight's live session because we're going to be talking about this Leo new moon. We just entered into Leo season, so roar to all my favorite Leos out there. Everybody got some Leo in their chart, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or a house or other planets that are there. So I'm so excited about sharing this amazing community with you. A quick note, if you are looking for deeper insight, you can check out my website, and it's just a click away, and you can sign up for the year ahead, the transits, birthday. I do offer a birthday for my Leos out there, Leo 10 for 10% off at checkout. And if you're ready to dive deeper, check out my Patreon community. There's a 1-week free trial membership where we learn, we share, we grow. I offer 2 live Zooms. The first one is on something that everybody wants to learn about, and the second one is always about diving into more astrology, understanding it in your chart. So if you are ready for a personal reading tonight, use the code down below, the PayPal. It is a $40 donation, and I would need your exact date, time, and location of your birth. So let's talk about this new moon. It's a Leo new moon. It will be the last one that we can manifest with before we jump into eclipse season. Now, eclipses happen on the exact date. The next one is going to be on September 7th, but we don't feel it on just that exact date. We actually go back 4 to 6 weeks to look for what's manifesting. So this new moon that's coming up is absolutely perfect for manifesting those things. This new moon is also going to be, it's going to have first a Mercury retrograde, and we have Saturn and Neptune that are retrograde. We have Uranus there, and we have Pluto that's opposite. So this new moon is lighting up the chart with all of these energies to manifest and work with it. So I'm excited about all of this. Let me see who is in the queue, guys. Hey, Jessica, sending out some new moon Leo fiery energy blessings. And Sarah, I am so glad that you are here. Love in the hearts, sending back some Leo love to you. All right, let me see who I have in the queue. Pull up some charts here, and then I can dive right in. So my very first person that I have is going to be Grant. I know that you said you might be a few minutes late, but don't worry. You are going to be able here. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. You're going to be able to watch this if you're not able to make it for the live. So know that as a Gemini rising, Mercury is your chart ruler, so it's always important for you to be following where Mercury is. And for you, you have Mercury currently stationed retrograde in your 3rd house of communication. So whenever Mercury stations retrograde, it not only messes with like your identity, it gives you an opportunity to go back and look at how do you want to change your appearance, your personality, your mind, your body, your spirit. Mercury ruling over not only who you are, but your home. So we know that you could be remodeling, working on some things at home, and it's stationing retrograde in your 3rd house of communication. This is not just neighbors and siblings and cousins. This is how you take in information and how you share it with others. So I'm encouraging you to slow down, take some time and pause, because look, I too am ruled by Mercury, and I cannot tell you about the amount of muck-ups that I've had. So I'm just taking everything slow and steady, knowing that you're going to have this new moon. It's going to be right here in your chart. I believe it's going to be at 4 degrees. This new moon will oppose Pluto and will be in a harmonious aspect with Saturn and Neptune and with Uranus. So the first thing I want to talk about, new moons are times of planting seeds, fresh start, clean slate, new beginning. And because the next new moon will be the eclipse energy, this will be the last one that you can say, I want to manifest. And so Leo energy is about you. It's about pride. And this will have to do with the way that you communicate. This is also about phone, email, text, communication with computers. So if you're ready to take a class or a workshop, if you're ready to dive into something like that, if you're looking at some form of new technology, this will be a really good new moon to plant those seeds that are out there. It's in a harmonious aspect with Uranus in your first house. Now, Uranus is going to be here for the next 8 years, literally shaking up who you are. It's you coming into your own, stepping into your own masculine divine self and saying, this is how I want to be known. You are approaching your Saturn return in the next few weeks, no, in the next year. Like Saturn is already in Aries, but until it gets to be exactly 6 degrees. So I'm sure you've already felt the impact of needing to be on top of things. Saturn and Neptune are both stationing retrograde. Saturn wants us to look at, what do I want to build that is sustainable over a longer period of time, short, middle, and long-term goals. This is in your house of your dreams, things that you want to manifest. Now, Neptune is here, which is the topic of dreams. It's retrograde, meaning it's blurring the boundaries of who you are aligned with and the things that you want to manifest and grow. It is in a harmonious aspect of, you have everything that you need already. It's not purchasing something, it's not buying something, it's not having to take another class. You working on what do you have available to you in order to grow, change, and evolve in a direction that is healthy for you. The opposition is Pluto. Pluto is 1 degree away from Uranus. So I'm going to throw in one more thing. I'm hoping that this isn't too muddy here. These are in a harmonious aspect. You are having a Uranus trine Uranus. You were born with Uranus in Aquarius, is ingenuity, think outside the box. I love this because it's using your wit, your learning on the fly to travel places, to learn things, the people that you are connected to. Now, Pluto is going to offer this transformation of, I have to look in the mirror and I have to say, what is holding me back? And it's a reflection of, what are you not willing to give up? What are you not willing to transform? And then saying, I'm going to plant the seeds in order to make that happen, because this new moon is going to be at 4 degrees. Your Uranus is at 3. It's in a pretty close opposition. So I really love this for the opportunity of quick pivots and reflection of, this will bring in people, places, and things into your life quickly that will say, I can offer you this. I can help you with this. The 9th house is cross-cultural experiences, religion, faith, belief. It's also publishing things and legal things. And so bringing all of this in, you looking back and letting go of the fear of expanding mind, body, and spirit, because this is here to help you personally grow. This is you stepping into not being afraid to try something new, for just a one-off, and saying, does this resonate with me or does this not? And then finding new people to hang around with, to spend your time with, that will support who you are, not just support you. The 11th house is not just your goals. It revolves around the people, like your friendships, kindred spirits, the community and collective activities. So it's groups or networks that you are part of. And so Saturn and Neptune are here saying, you might be leaving some of those groups and reconnecting with other people in a better way. And I'm loving all of this for you. So I'm hoping all of this makes sense to you. And I would love to know. Let me look around. Let's see. Yeah, I absolutely love this. I'm going to add one more thing here. Because you have Uranus in your first house, you do have a stellium here with Mars and Venus and Mercury. Mercury in your first house is happy in the sign of Gemini. This is going to give you an opportunity to quickly use science, technology, quick wit to pivot and make quick changes to who you are. The job that you're in, the person that you are right now is going to be growing, changing, and evolving quickly over the next 8 years. So sending you some good vibes and blessings, my friend. All right, let me see if you are in the queue and if this makes sense. Hey, Sue, how are you? Oh, connecting with your dentist. I'm telling you. I don't know if you saw my post earlier about just the goof ups, but literally just learning to stop and pause before I press the send button. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. Hey, MJ Hoffman. Happy Sun in Leo. Sending out some fiery hugs to everybody. All right, my next favorite person is Brandon. Thank you for being here, Brandon. Let me see. All right. Now, Brandon, you are an Aquarius rising. Oh, you have Pluto in your first house. Let's talk about you. All right, I want to first start off with you're going to have this new moon. This is just in a couple days. We have Mercury stationed retrograde in your 7th house. If the first house is your identity, the 7th house represents literally you with everybody else. Best friends, significant others. This is marriage partners, contracts, promises. I want to add in open enemies and exes. It represents the house of our connections to others. So it could be clients. It's just the house of the other. And so Mercury stationing retrograde here, this represents all contracts, all negotiations, having to go back to the drawing board. Mercury rules over your 5th house of fun, joy, pleasure, and your 8th house of intimate taboo topics and your connections with other people. So knowing that it'll be a time of possibly reconnecting with some people, or if you're signing any contracts, negotiations, or having to rework anything on the computer, slow down and pause. You're probably going to have to check, double check, and triple check it. You're going to have this new moon here. Now, the new moon is opposing Pluto in your first house of self, your identity, your self-expression, your personality, your appearance. I would say it's your business card, your website. So this new moon is with partnership is mirroring what do you need to change within yourself. Now, it is in a harmonious aspect with Uranus and Saturn and Neptune. Uranus is going to be in your 5th house of fun, joy, pleasure, children, inner child, creativity, the house of sex and recreation and pleasure. And it is saying, I, Brandon, need more of this in my life. So over the next 8 years, what does creativity mean to you? Does this mean you're looking forward to having a child? Does this mean you're planning on something like this? This is you looking at your life and saying, what does the next chapter look like? Now, you do have Saturn and Neptune in your 3rd house. They are both currently retrograde. Saturn is the planet of karma and stability and responsibilities. And Neptune revolves around topics of themes of our dreams and our intuition and spirituality. And in the 3rd house is technology and your immediate community. The 3rd house is your relationship with your neighbors and your siblings, your cousins, acquaintances, short trips. It's where we learn and we share. So it could be books, it could be blogs, it could be basic education. It's how you say things. It's thoughts and ideas that come through language, how you take it in and how you share it with others. So if you've been working on a project or something that has to do with technology, or the written word or things that you want to say, this is a really good time to go back to the drawing board and say, before I move on with it, I have to fine tune and tweak it. And then what am I going to do with it? Do you want to sell this? Like what comes to mind is you working on some kind of science or technology, like an app, something that has to do with AI or something that has to do with computers and technologies. So starting a new moon in your seventh house is, are you looking to partner up with somebody? Are you in a happy partnership to begin with? This will be your last new moon before we actually hit the eclipses that are, they're going to activate. It's like sitting on top of your moon, and it will be, I'm going to get rid of all of this so it doesn't muddy the waters here. This next eclipse is going to be activating your stellium in your eighth house of having to release fears, looking at your debt, your obligations, your responsibilities, and say, how do I release and let go of and heal? The eighth house is who you're intimately connected with. This could be a business partner, your significant other, or it could be family if there have been things that are like trauma triggers. And so the south node on top of your sun, it's literally sitting there at 19 degrees, is how do I let go of this? How do I release this so it just doesn't become this grinding burden, and move towards healing? This is spirituality. This is having Pisces in the second house, and you have a moon here. So you are really feeling everybody's feels. The moon in Pisces is about dreaming, and it's about connecting to, wanting to have a connection to everybody, but also having to protect your emotions. And the north node is having you lean into these things. The second house has to do with your resources, and your ability to feel is one of those definite connection to spirit, divine. The second house has to do with not just your money and your cash and your skill set and your talents. We know that you were born at a full moon. So there were a lot of things that are culminating, that are ending in this lifetime. And so you are coming here to make sure that you finish a lot of things that were started. And the north node is how do I connect with others in order to make that goal, that plan. And I'm loving all of this for you. And so, all right, I'm hoping all of this makes sense. I'm going to look in the queue and see how it's going. Hey, MJ, timing on launching a dramatic business direction. I totally understand that. All right, let me see who is next. Oh, goodness gracious, in the queue. All right. Let me pull up my next favorite person.
That was their question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not realize that is your question. All right, MJ. Let's see here. 229. Okay. I am going slow and steady because I am ruled by Mercury. So I don't want to screw up tonight. Alrighty. And the time. I love it when people have the exact time of their birth, because you can get so exact with everything. Did I spell it wrong? Cancel. Hold on. ITTSBRGH. Okay, hold on. You need to enter a place. Okay, hold on. Thank you, technology. Oh, now it works. All right. All right, MJ. So let me first take a look at your chart. I am so sorry. I have, okay, so timing on launching a dramatic business direction. All right, first let me have a little looky-loo. Oh, you're a Leo rising. Okay, so first off, I absolutely love that. I don't know how much you know about your chart. So Sun in Pisces. You have a lot of any planets or signs that are at 29 degrees. These are anaretic, and they're like final degrees. And you have a lot of, you have Jupiter in your first house of self. You have a moon in Pisces. And you're a sun in Pisces, very intuitive, very into following with the flow of things. Okay. I love all of this. Where's your nodes? All right. All right. And first off, tell me about how much you know about astrology. And I'm sure, like, are you comfortable if I just like dive in and start giving my thoughts about everything? I hope so, because that's what I'm going to offer. All right. So, as a Leo rising, the sun, okay, a fair bit. So, okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, first off, thank you, because when somebody shares their birth information, it's sacred. And I don't remember seeing you before on here. So, thank you for trusting me. Having the sun enter into your first house of your identity, it's really bringing a spotlight on what do you want to do. The first house is not only who you are, your personality, your appearance. I always say it's your business card or your website. Now, Mercury rules over your 11th house, and Mercury rules over your money. So I'm going to back it up and say that whenever Mercury stations retrograde, you will be rethinking something that has to do with your talents, your finances, your cash, your property, your resources, your skill set. And you will be thinking twice, revamping your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, knowing that Mercury retrograde in your first house is saying, I have to revamp something. I have to go back to my website. I have to go back to the drawing board. It's not to the beginning. It's look over everything before I'm ready to launch something. The sun in Leo is an absolutely beautiful time to market yourself. Mercury is saying, let's take a little look at this and what needs to be fixed before we do this. Contracts, something that has to do with paper, negotiations, anything that has to do with what you plan on doing with this business. The fact that you said it's a dramatic business, look, Sun in Leo is a beautiful time to make this happen. With this new moon, it's going to be in just 2 more days. It opposes Pluto in your partnership sector, and it is in a harmonious aspect with Uranus and Neptune and Saturn. So I'm going to start off with Uranus. I love Uranus moving through your 11th house for the next 8 years. Uranus is saying, look, use technology. I want you to think off the cuff. Who is coming into your life and who are you networking with? The 11th house is not just your shared beliefs and your networks. It's how can I support the collective? Who do I align myself with in order to make that happen? Uranus here can be meeting up with somebody through technology or collaborating with someone, and it could be a one-off that supports both of you. Or it could be you saying, and it can be a both, of this group no longer resonates with me. I'm going to leave this group. Because it's in a harmonious aspect, this is usually a lift from somebody else that you are connected with. And this could be through technology, something that has to do with AI, something that has to do with collaborating or connecting with a larger group of people. Remember that Uranus is the collective, being an individual, but also being part of something bigger than yourself. Now, it's also in a harmonious aspect with Neptune and Saturn. So remember that Neptune is your dream. So Neptune went into the sign of Aries, and it's going to be here for the next several years. And it said, I dream, MJ, I dream to publish something, legal matters, broader religion, spirituality, connecting with a larger group of people for experiences. It's also traveling and connecting with visas, passports, publishing, legal matters. Saturn is also here. Saturn went direct and said, look, Neptune, let me help you with your dreams. We need to have short, middle, and long-term goals. This cannot just be a pipe dream. We have to be able to make this happen. Both of these have stationed retrograde. So we have this slow motion trine that is working its way backward, that is saying, I am Jay. I have everything that I need in order to make this happen. But I want to make sure that everything is aligned for the launching of. Pluto is the mirror. The seventh house represents everybody else. It is ruled by Uranus. Like this is in this harmonious aspect with Pluto. Pluto here is, it could be best friends, significant others, open enemies, exes. It represents contracts and negotiations. Pluto is retrograde. Pluto says, look at what we have. What do we have to transform? Let's look in the mirror. Let's make sure that we own what we do, and that what we do is first and foremost, it needs to be good for you. This is you not letting whatever you're starting get, I don't want to say taken, but like losing control of it. Pluto is the planet of death and transformation. It transforms that area of your life. And so it's transforming the people that are coming into your life. It's contractual relationships and legal matters. So I'm saying that use technology, use people to your advantage to say, before I sign any contracts, before I launch anything, before I do anything, I need to check, double check, and triple check. I have learned my hardest lessons from my interactions with people where there was a loophole. So this could mean definitely your contracts. If it has to do with a website, make sure, like we're talking about disclaimers in here. Pluto says, leave no stone left unturned. Don't get lazy. Leo energy is about pride. It's about focusing on self and being ready to shine. And sometimes people get upset with the whole Leo energy because it's big, and this is not about coming from a space of ego. This is coming from a space of heart. Leo wants to create. It wants joy. It wants pleasure, and it shares. And so use caution with who you are sharing these talents with. I'm looking at this and saying, all right, Mercury is going to be out of retrograde on August 11th. I also would encourage you to pay attention to August 8th. August 8th is like the Lion's Gate. And so it's about receiving downloads and information that comes at you. I'm going to share just a smidgen more. I'm going to erase this so we can talk about this. You have the nodes and Mars on top of like your Pluto here and your North Node. The degrees of, we're going on September 7th, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So lunar eclipse is a full moon. It's going to be at 15 degrees. So it'll be between your Chiron and your sun. Your 8th house is the house where you collaborate or you share intimately with people. I don't know if you are thinking about signing an agreement to be in it with a partner, but this is like a prenup. This is something that has to do with money, cash, resources that are intertwined with other people, debts, obligation, taxes, inheritances. This could be wills, and this could be, it's about taboo topics. Now remember, the eclipse just doesn't happen on that day. It's the weeks that lead up to it. So there's something that's brewing with what you're doing. And the North Node in Pisces is saying, I need to lean into this, but I also I can't lose myself in it because I have to stay focused. Pisces energy, you have a sun and a moon here. Usually when they are connected with someone, they connect on a soul level. And the 8th house is the deepest. It's wanting to merge and say, you're red, I'm blue, let's make purple. And so this energy is leaning into faith and spirituality, following your heart, but being able to balance it with your second house of cash, your property, your talent, your skill set. We know that Pluto it's a trauma signature, and so you have some type of trauma that it has to do with yourself, either the way you look, the way you act, your money, your resources, your self-worth. There is some kind of trauma there, and how do you lean into healing that? And so all of this energy is not just about you and your business. It's also about you and all types of connections and partnerships is what I'm trying to say. And you are edging up on your third Saturn return. I love this. Saturn just went into Aries. It is going to dip back into your eighth house here soon. And then when it comes back into Aries and gets closer to the 11 degrees, you will definitely be feeling that whatever it is that you have to initiate, it's, I have to do it. It's like now or never. All right, so let me look here. So I want to go back to the original question because you said timing on launching this business. I'm looking at your chart and saying we are in similar age. I'm just a smidge older, but you are coming up on the third Saturn return, which generally represents your first third of your life. You're just trying to get your act together. The second third is I worked towards something that I wanted to sustain myself. We are on our last third. And so this is how can I do something for myself and give back to the community and make an impact. And so that's what whatever it is that you're building will be part of. I would get all my paperwork in order. I would wait until after August 11th and I would say, all right, whatever happens at around this time, because we'll be in that eclipse window. The eclipse being on September 7th, we don't launch things, they launch us. The eclipses literally are these portals that take us from where we were and then just fast forward us and shoot us into a new area. And it's leaving people, places, and things behind, but it's also narrowing the direction. So if you are already aligned and things are already starting to evolve, use this Mercury retrograde period with the Sun in Leo here to say, I'm going to go back over some things. I'm going to fine tune and tweak it. And then this could be a soft launch before we are in eclipse season and let the eclipses grab it. Or it'll be after, it'll be the October time, the September 21st. So the beginning of October. And yeah, so let me know how that works for you. All right, my friend. I am. Are you putting second because it's second Saturn return? Because did I say it wrong? I hope I didn't say it wrong. I mean, because I was born in 66. Okay, so wonderful, and thank you. I appreciate you being here and for trusting me. Okay, I'm hoping you understood what I meant because, yeah, the first third of our life is meant to be for work and understanding, like, what are we here to grow and manifest? And the second third is like focused on work, building something. You have your Saturn pretty close to Aries, or Mars in Aries, which is I want to initiate. I have to go after. I have to do this. And in the ninth house, this is topics of publishing legal matters and sharing it with everybody else. All right. All right, I'm sending you hugs, my friend. I love absolutely all of this for you. And all right, let's see, last look around. All right, thank you, MJ. Thank you for being here. All right, let me see who is next in the queue. And I'm glad all of this is making sense to you. Okay. So thank you. Oh, Hannah. All right, Hannah, thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate you trusting me. I know that you are one of my favorite frequent flyers. So let's talk about this. Oh, okay. As a Gemini rising, and you have Uranus here, you know that you are ruled by Mercury. We've talked about this often, and you have Mercury in retrograde in your third house of communication right now. So we know that everything that has to do with home and everything that has to do with you, your identity, your health, your vitality, your strength, all of these things, your interests, Mercury retrograde in your third house usually represents hiccups with the car, with the phone, with the computer, things that have to do with miscommunication with what you're saying or the information that you're gathering. So this could be emails that are sent that are wrong or technology or things like that. And so The new moon, let's talk about this. Oh, before I get to the new moon, I want to talk about this because I'm sure you're feeling it. Because remember, Mercury does rule your home sector. You have the south node at 19 degrees and the moon at 18 degrees. The south node, remember, is what do I let go? What do I release? These are the racing thoughts in your head of either passed down from generation to generation about responsibilities or legacy. And this is you focusing on just you and not feeling guilty about mistakes that you've made or things that you have done. Virgo tends to want perfection, and we cannot have perfection. Having the North Node, your North Node is in Pisces of I have to let go and I have to flow. I have to be like that jellyfish that's floating in the water and trust in the universe that it's going to take me where I need to be. Having the North Node in your career sector, it's your public life, it's your responsibilities, reputation, your legacy. You focused less on home and more into what do you want to create? How do you want to be known? What are your responsibilities? And letting go of the perfectionism of everything has to be perfect, because it doesn't. This energy it weighs on you. And with Mercury retrograde, it's the racing thoughts or the dreams or the beating yourself up. So I'm encouraging you to just let go of that, my friend. Like don't own that. That's not yours to hold on to. So this new moon, you're going to have a new moon in your third house. What's going to support it is Uranus in your first house, Saturn and Neptune in your 11th, and what will oppose it is Pluto. So I want to first talk about new moons are times to plant seeds, fresh start, clean slate, new beginning. In the area of Leo, of your voice, you having your voice heard, to be seen, to not dim your light for somebody else. You shining your light, getting out there and saying, I'm going to be unapologetically me. And if that means sweatpants and t-shirt or in a suit, it's whatever suits you. Now, the new moon is going to be in a harmonious aspect with Uranus. Uranus is it's the maverick. Uranus is the planet that says you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you got to get off that hamster wheel. We have to transform this. We have to let go of doing the same thing over and over again. You have been on this path, and now Uranus is going to help you transform who you are, your identity, how you look, how you act, your power, your self-expression. It will have you doing things quickly and shockingly, like, oh, I'm going to get a tattoo. Oh, I'm going to cut my hair. Oh, I'm not going to wear these clothes anymore. Oh, this is how I want to be known. It's you exploring all parts of yourself. What do you want to be known as? Like the first house is like your website, your business card. And so who do you want to be known as? And not shirking or shrinking down for anybody else. It's not being afraid to take up space. Saturn and Neptune in your 11th house are, what are your dreams? Saturn is going to remind you, are you attached to somebody else's dreams? Are you attached to somebody else's goals and their hopes? Neptune says dream freely and let the connections that you have with other people that are not resonating with you, let them float away. And Saturn will say, focus on yourself. Saturn has the rings around it. So think about the boundaries, the connection to things that you want to build, your home, your foundation, things that you need for yourself. Remember, it's retrograde and it's going within and tuning into what does your gut say? What does your intuition say? If you've always belonged to the same groups, and the 11th house is who you collaborate with. This could be work partners, but this is also people that you network with for fun and joy, like a book club or a bowling club or organizations. It's where you volunteer. So Saturn and Neptune are here saying, If this is outdated and it just doesn't feel like those are your goals anymore, it's okay to let them go. You're allowed to change your mind. This transit is definitely about you focused on you. Pluto is going to hold up the mirror, the reflection of. Now, it's in a harmonious aspect with the Uranus in your first house, and it's saying, do you want to travel? What about religion? What about spirituality? Dive into it, explore it. Having Pluto in the ninth house is letting go of dogma. It could be something that you were brought up to believe and saying, I am now an adult and I'm going to think for myself and I'm going to research it. I'm going to understand it and look at how do I connect with it. So having the sun here in this opposition is really going to be holding up a mirror and saying, Hannah, what do you want to start? How do you want your voice to be heard? And speaking loudly and clearly, not dimming your light. And I'm just reminded of, say it louder for the people in back, because the third house is the house of communication. It's the house of education. It's the house of where you share your word with others. And so it's going to sit on top of your Venus, like literally. It's sitting. Venus wants to bring people, places, and things together, and it's beauty. I love all of this for you. So I'm hoping that all of this is resonating and making sense to you. All right. So, ladies, let me look in the queue. Hey, Kiki Law, how are you? Gracious greetings. So glad that you are here. Let me move this over. Oh, there we go. Oh, mother. Hold on. There we go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate you coming out and joining me for this evening. I'm hoping that everybody sinks in and works with this Mercury retrograde. It's going to be here until August 11th. And so it's rework, rewind, rethink. I'm reminding myself that with this Mercury retrograde, the areas of your life that it governs, it's just saying, I'm not here to punish you. I'm here to say, slow down. What is it that you really want to do? And tune into your mind, your body, your spirit, and say that I don't have to have perfect. I just have to be here. I just have to show up. This new moon is about you showing up with your authentic self, to hear yourself roar, because that's what Leo energy is. Leo is fierce and it's loyal. It's about taking pride and looking for fun and pleasurable activities that you want to do. And Pluto is going to hold up a mirror and say, have you been following somebody else's ideas and not paying attention to your own flame? This new moon in Leo is the striking of a match. It is the new flame of what do I want to start? What do I want to create? Because after this new moon, we go right into eclipse energy where we will be, think of it as a tide that just like literally pulls us and moves us into a new direction. And that's where we will truly lean into all of this energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. For more, you can definitely check out my Patreon. And tonight at midnight, I'm going to start dropping the the August astrology. So let me know how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. I heart you.